Hi, my name is Paul Reich. That was Beethoven 7, the slow movement, one of the best pieces of music ever written. I thought it was a cool little thing to play to show the range on this 6 string. This is a 6 string Skjold Slayer. Let's listen to a couple other tones, then I'm going to go top to bottom talking about the instrument. What you just heard was the pickups right down the middle. These are neodymium Skjold pickups. Let's hear what the neck sounds like. The tone control is also up, and let's set the preamp flat. Nice beefy neck pickup. Let's hear the bridge pickup. Nice and burpy. Yes, B string. One of the great things about this instrument is the B string is so well integrated. It doesn't feel like, oh, there's that big string on the bottom that just ends up being a thumb rest for a lot of people. It's really usable through the range. This is a 34 scale length. Most people are reaching for 35s for these really great B strings. Pete, whatever he's doing in his voodoo build, it's awesome. You just sit in your room at night and just hit the B string and be happy, right? That's on the bridge pickup. Here's centered again. Neck. That was centered, bridge. And of course, there's a million tones in between. Those were the two extremes in the center, slightly favoring the bridge versus slightly favoring the neck, all the way to the neck again. Love it. I mean, every tone in this bass is immaculate to me. Anyways, let me go top to bottom on this and talk about Pete as well. The volume down. Starting at the top. Everyone has their own distinct headstock. It's kind of like the trademark of all builders. Pete has these two interesting holes in his, and the story behind this goes, Skjold is a Nordic name, and this is reminiscent of way back in the day when people were, fighting with shields and swords. They would have cutouts in their shields so they could stab you through the cutout, and that's kind of the nod to that lineage. So it's not just random holes that he drilled in there. There's actually a bit of a story behind it, which is really hip, I think. I love he started doing these jewel inlays. Let me try to get in close so you can see that and see the Skjold emblem in there. It's great. It's got the dragon on top of the S, and it's just such a classy touch having this dropped in right there. Very cool. These are hip shot ultralights, which are basically, in my book, the best choice for tuners. They're ultralights, so they help in weight on the neck, and they're really accurate, and yeah, they're great. He has a matching, I have a matching headstock to the body. This is black and white limba on the body. The neck is a 3-piece maple, and the fingerboard is zero cote. One of the cool things when you go to Pete or call him, he'll talk to you forever and really find out who you are and what you want in a bass. So it's hard to review a bass like this because this one's built for me. I had very specific requests on what I wanted, and that's what's great. When you're at the point in your career or development as a bass player and you finally know what you want in an instrument, you go to Pete and he will do his humanly best to fulfill that for you. and he just does. He knows what he's talking about. He's at the absolute top of his game, and you're really, if you are in the market for a top end instrument like this, you are doing yourself a huge disservice if you're not picking up the phone and calling Pete and considering one of his basses. He has many different styles to choose from. Anyways, back to this specific bass. A neat thing that I got to do is I went to his shop outside of Columbus, Ohio, and we were tapping tone woods for fingerboard material. And I thought I wanted ebony or possibly maple. And then when we tapped Ziricote, I about fell over. You know, it's a darker wood. It just had this great ping way up top that I thought would really match this body wood choice that we went for. And I was sold. You know, that sort of, I don't know if that exact piece was the piece he used on this fingerboard, but obviously the same wood, and I just absolutely love how it sounds. He uses Evo Gold frets, which don't really wear down at all. It's basically the best fret wire that you can get. To me, the magic in an instrument, well, there's many parts that are magical in an instrument, or potentially can be. The neck is what you touch the most. To me, this is the instrument, is the neck. And the way he levels his frets and the comfort of this neck is off the charts. I've never played anything, and I've been lucky to have played almost everything out there. I've never felt such a comfy neck, and you can really put the action wherever you want it. You can get it really low if you want it, and that's without getting all clanky and throwing the strings into the fingerboard, which I hate. A lot of people play like that. Whatever. So we all have our choices in life. Yeah, you got to feel one. And unfortunately, you can't go out to your Guitar Center and play one. That's partly why I'm making this video, to sing his praises today. But if you were to call and talk to him, you would instantly know what vibe that you're into. I opted for a 17-inch spacing on this neck. I think normal would be 18 to 19. I like my 6 strings to be a little bit thinner than my 4s and 5s. I don't want to land a airplane on the fingerboard. It's so wide. I like it a little bit tighter on the 6s, and that's another thing he could accommodate for me. It's really, really hip. There's a plethora of options you can option out on these instruments. One thing I did is I have the glow-in-the-dark side dots. He gave me a little LED. You just tap each light with the LED light, go on stage, boom. You can see everything lighting up over here, which is really handy. I do a lot of pit work, and sometimes there's blackouts, and you have to know where you are on the fingerboard, and this has been a lifesaver. So it's just a hip little detail. It's a 3-piece neck. I think he's kind of digging doing 1-piece quarter saws right now, but he'll go all the way up to a 9-piece if you're willing to pay for it. This is a 3-piece, which was pretty standard for him for a very long time. Yeah, it's just the option I felt was good for this instrument. It's a 5-bolt neck. They're deep inset. They're hex screws, yep, which I think offers a little bit more durability. Dunlop strap locks. I have no idea why anyone would sell an instrument these days without Dunlop strap locks. I have a Skjold strap on here, super high quality leather. This is going to last forever, I can already tell. And I'm going to have this bass forever. The body wood is black and white Ziricote. I wanted a faux neck through sort of vibe, and Pete totally nailed that. The back, I think he was calling this kind of like he said he thought it looked like dripping fudge at the time of building it. We originally were just going to do a 2-piece body that was just this book matched black and white for the faux neck through, but he wanted to do this on the back as well, and I think it looks awesome. So it's black and white Ziricote body and top. It has a nice low mid punch to it. It's very firm sounding. A little bit chunky. This wood will get heavy. I didn't care about that because I play sitting a lot, and because I play sitting a lot, I went with this design, the Skjold Slayer, mainly because of this. I think it looks gorgeous, by the way, but this bottom horn is magic. Without the strap on, it just hangs on your leg right in playing position. So I can balance it and that headstock's not falling. That's amazing. It's a 6-string bass, by the way, right? You see the 6 strings there? It's not doing this. To me, that's super hip. So if you're sitting for a long time, you're not fighting the instrument, you're not holding it up. It's really, to me, a form meets function meets beauty and art all wrapped into the same instrument. So that design, I really think this is going to be an iconic design. Yeah, I think he's reshaping it a little bit for this year. I think it's not going to be as squared off. I haven't seen the pictures yet, but talking to him, I don't think it's going to be as squared off. Down here, it's going to be a little bit more flowing, but these horns are going to stay the same. Yeah, like I said earlier, these are neodymium pickups. This is not his proprietary Skjold bridge. I think that's a hip shot, but he changed the saddles to, I believe they're Graphtec saddles to reduce the upper pinginess that can end up happening. Just because I went with the 17. His bridge wasn't made to do that. He might be having that made to accommodate 17s. He's also coming out with a 2-piece bridge pretty soon that's going to be pretty hip. The preamp is amazing in this thing. It's a John East design and built, and it's based off his P Retro. I'm going to do a whole other video after this one going through a couple more sounds on the instrument and talking in depth about this pre. So check out that next video and you'll learn a lot more about that. What else? Separate battery compartment. Changing batteries is really easy. I love the control cavity cover. It's got etched out the Skjold logo in design. Let me get the strap out of the way. Sorry about that. Hopefully you can see that. It's just a added little bonus and touch. I mean, everything on this instrument is just perfectly designed, perfectly executed. I can't imagine a better bass. Like I said earlier, I really have played most everything out there and owned some very, very nice basses. This is my favorite bass out of any of them. I really think it's, for me personally, this met every tone goal I wanted, feeling, everything. It's such an even instrument, but yet punchy at the same time. Just everything came together for this instrument. So please watch the next video and we'll go over some more of the sounds. Thank you for watching and let me talk for a little bit about Pete and his basses. Thanks a lot. Have a good day.